Hello everybody, this is Pierre from Pierre Speaks and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to tackle a topic that it's not new, but some new information has risen to the surface, and it has actually become another big trending topic. Initially, when this topic surfaced last year, it trended heavily last year. It's not really new, but it gained a lot of steam last year, and I never talked about it. And one of the reasons was because initially I felt like my reaction was, it wasn't based on it wasn't based on total facts or anything. So I felt it would be remiss of me to put information out like that. So I just kind of waited, and I'll admit that my initial reaction to it was, it isn't looking good. But if you don't know by now, I'm talking about Bill Cosby and his 30 plus 40 plus allegations of sexual assault and rape from, I guess, late 50s or 60s to up until the 90s, I believe. So and I'll tell you initially where I was, and you know, I heard the numbers, I heard the information, and I felt like, wow, you know, how can he not be guilty? And that's how it was initially. So the thing is that I really find what's coming out to there's a lot of fishiness with this case. And you know, I'm not here to belittle anybody or make anyone's anguish who was involved in this, who was involved in these circumstances, or any others that involve rape or sexual assault. And I'm not going to trivialize it, but it's, you know, I tend to think that if there are 40 women who are raped, at least one of them will go to the police within, I don't know, 30 years. That's one of the biggest parts for me to really think like, wow. So to rape 40 different women and they all react the same way, the exact same way. And that I know, I don't suggest that I have all the answers in terms, or I mean, I've never been raped. I've never had to really, no one close to me has been raped, so I don't have the experience. But, and I guess I'm just going off common sense and what my reasoning and logic and deduction, and it just seems that maybe one person would have gone to the police. And again, I don't believe all these women are white, but in the 50s or 60s, it would be really hard to think you weren't going to get justice if you were white and you were raped by Bill Cosby. I don't care who he is, but he's a black man in a time where we still didn't have equal rights. Not that we do now, but never mind. That's another video. But at any rate, I'm just saying that in the 50s or the 60s, the woman clearly would have got just even to just say that something happened, or to make speculation there. I believe Bill Cosby's career is over. So it's just, I don't know. That's very fishy to me that every last one of them waited. I know some women, there's a certain amount of shame that goes with being raped. And because of who Bill Cosby is, any woman who would have come out would certainly have been attached to him for the rest of her life, in terms of notoriety or infamy. And I can understand somebody not wanting that, and that's where I was initially. And I'm just still in the middle, I guess. It's very hard to get past that point for me. And I could be completely off base, but just one out of 40 people, out of 40 women, I just really think that one of them would have come forward. Now, I'm not saying anything didn't happen, but I think when I look at that, it almost seems like, I don't know, set up or something. I don't know. I know word got around in Hollywood just like any other place. They knew who had the cocaine, they knew who had the drugs, and if you wanted to party, you get with this person. And Bill Cosby probably, from one person to another, built up that reputation. And I don't know, and then the other part of it is that one of the popular trending theories is that Bill Cosby is just the latest black man that they're trying to take down for whatever reason. Excuse me. And I can subscribe to that to some degree in history where we've had that. And here, it's a little hard for me to swallow that one, because I would think this would be so elaborate a ploy to bring him down. And it's not like this dude is someone who is so important. I mean, he is a celebrity. He's done some great things for the world in terms of school, education, and promotion of things like that. But it's not like this dude is advocating for the United States on foreign affairs or something like that, where his negligence or something or a mishap could lead to nuclear war or something. He doesn't have that importance. I just don't see where Bill Cosby is that big of a deal where there would be such an elaborate ploy. And then to get all these women on the same page like this, and it just seems far-fetched, a little far-fetched. I could see a few of them, but I just can't really see all of them. But at the same time, I go back again, not one of these women have come forward in 30, 40 years until now, and they're all coming at the same time. Just very fishy. So, I'm not making this video to really place my stance on it. I'm really just putting it out there to drum up dialogue. So for me, it's just, it doesn't really hurt me so much like other people have mentioned to me, because I don't worship celebrities. They are exactly what they are to me. I watched the show when I was a kid. I watched all of his shows. I watched his movies, Uptown Saturday Night, and with, the ones with Richard Pryor, the ones with Sidney Poitier, Which Way Is Up is one of them. But, these were, I liked these movies, and I liked Fat Albert, and I liked The Cosby Show. It was a big piece of my childhood years. I mean, that was all the talk a lot of the times the next day after that Thursday. Thursday was the big night to watch TV because of it. But it was entertainment, and that's kind of where I leave it now. So it was no real heartbreak for me when I heard the story, because I don't put people up on a pedestal because they make a lot of money entertaining us. These people are as flawed as my next door neighbor. So they do stuff just like we do, and the thing for them is that unfortunately a lot of times it's magnified because of who they are. And so, I'm not shocked by it, and I'm not torn apart by it. This guy made millions for himself by doing the work he did, and he'll get through it, because he's obviously not gonna go to jail, because there's statute of limitations has long since been passed. But yeah, so it's some very strange things to me that are in this particular case. But if he did this, if this actually went down like this, I mean, it's wow, just unbelievable in terms of, like, you would do this And then this is the other thing. He would almost have to be either an idiot, because you know this is going to get around, even if, because I have heard some women say that, oh, they were in contact with maybe some of the other women. So it's like at least a few of them knew each other and knew this had happened to him, or at least an attempt or something like that. So it would almost be like he would have to be just a complete idiot, or he's really leaning on the fact that, okay, this is this era, everybody does this, no big deal, I'm not doing anything wrong, you know, give me my millions, I'm going about my life. And you know, I wasn't born until 72, so I don't really have any, I don't have any personal experience with what the our society was like back then. But I do know that was kind of the thought, that everybody was doing this. It was nothing. To be on cocaine was nothing. To be on heroin was nothing. To be on Quaaludes was nothing. And you know, it just kind of sounds like that's almost what he's leaning on, because the new information came out states that he admits to doing at least some of this, and this is some old deposition or something like that, and he admits to doing at least some of this, and that's why I'm saying it's some guilt here for him, because if he goes on a record and he says that, I mean, you know, you at least did something to a point. And if you're drugging women with the intention of having sex with them, that's just weak as hell, man. You're deviant as far as I'm concerned. So I don't. Bill Cosby, to me, he's at fault. He's at fault. I think what's left to hash out here is just how much at fault he is. And again, because the statute of limitations has worn out, is passed, we probably will never know. So what's your take? What's your thoughts on it? Tell me what you think about Bill Cosby and the latest news on him. This is Pierre from Pierre Speaks. I would like you to like this video, and I would love it even more if you subscribed. Big red button somewhere around the video, below me, somewhere. I would love it. Anyway, good talking to you. See you on the next one. Be well.